Hi everyone. For me, I don't know when you're watching this, but for me it's Sunday morning and I'm just wandering down to Bethel to set up for our all-together service. Lots happening this morning. This morning, among other things, I'll be playing the part of Ellie the elephant. Very creative name. I know you might recognise her much more famous sibling, Dave. So yeah, lots to do, lots to set up. Lots to get ready, which means before the service I'm going to be a nightmare. I'm not great, if I'm honest, before the service at the best of times. I've got lots to try and keep focused about and keep in my head, but on an all-together morning there's even more to think about and set up and check on, and yeah, so after the service I'm more than happy to chat with you, meet your family, pray for your needs, as long as you want. Usually we're one of the last ones there, and I'm happy to be. But before the service, I'm useless. In fact, I much prefer it if I'm playing the keyboard that morning, if I'm leading from there. I prefer to sit and play for a while, if I'm honest. It feels like a much more natural way to prepare, just to focus on God. This one is a bit of a special one. We're welcoming members of the community, hopefully, for our Whitchurch Festival service. We know that members of the festival organising committee will be there. Lovely people. It'll be nice to see them, catch up with them, and welcome them along as well. I feel for people, I think, with an all-together when they're joining us online. I'm going to swap hands because the camera's getting heavy. It's not an easy one, the all-together online. Of all the things that we do as sort of this, it's not really a hybrid now, is it? We're in a very different place. We're having services that are being live streamed rather than having live stream services. If I sound out of breath, it's because I'm desperately unfit. And yeah, I think of all those types of services, the ones with a lot of participation and engagement are probably the most difficult to watch online, because there's a very obvious point at which you can't engage in the same way as if when you're in the room. But we try to just acknowledge that. I think it's just a tension we try to hold. We're in a very different place from when it all had to be just online. Those days are behind us for now, and hopefully for forever. But it's very different. Yeah, I was thinking at the last all-together service that we had, when we had the chance to make the rainbow together. That was fun and creative and crazy in all kinds of different ways. But the value for me was doing it together. It was seeing different generations engaging together, one family in Jesus. And to hear something of people talking about the promises of God in their life. What has God promised them? Have they seen God being faithful to those promises? Because worship it's not a spectator sport, is it? You know, if the question that we have when we leave church is, well, what did I get out of that? We've kind of come with the wrong heart. I think we've come with the wrong motive. You know, the chance to share something of your faith, your story in God, your understanding of Him and His ways is a really precious thing. You know, and the fact that we do that between the generations is really important. It's a big reason why I think that we've held on to running all-together services, because we want that interaction between the generations. That actually there's something that older generations have to teach us about their perspective, you know, their understanding, their experience in God. And there's something that the younger generation has to teach us about their energy, their passion, their curiosity, their perspective as well, their questions. I remember hearing ages ago somebody talking about this phrase that we sometimes still use about children being the church, or young people being the church of tomorrow. And he very passionately said, well, the truth is they won't be part of the church of tomorrow unless they can be part of the church today. I agree with that. It is hard to balance sometimes with an all-together, trying to find things that are engaging, meaningful and memorable for all generations to engage with at the same time is not easy. But I've often thought, and I hope this is true, that as a mature Christian in that kind of a setting, in that kind of an atmosphere, if what's happening is not specifically aimed at you in terms of its style or its content, but you can see the value that it's bringing. You can see why it's being done. You can see young people and children engaging with it. There's still something that you get out of that, I hope, that is not just about, well, this bit's not for me, so I won't engage in this bit, or I'll just have a chat with the person next to me, or I perhaps won't come. I think there's something really lovely about recognising that this is for them and being thrilled and happy that they're engaging in that. I do quite like this wander down, give me a chance to collect my thoughts and think it all through. Do a little sort of prayer walk, pray for the places and people that we're passing. It sort of reminds me that what we do in church could be a little bubble, or somehow it could be to do with all of this, with life. You know, it's, as I come to church this morning, it's interesting what you bring with you, isn't it? We've had quite a emotional week, if I'm honest. Our little dog has had a operation, and so life has revolved a little bit around looking after her and keeping her sort of slow and steady in recovery. We've got kids in the family finishing at different levels of school, and so there's been lots to do around that as well. So busy and an emotional week, and yet that's true for all of us, isn't it? As we come to church, we just wander in out of a vacuum. We all bring ourselves with us, and we should bring ourselves with us. God's interested in all of that. Having said, it's lovely to wander down and collect my thoughts and do sort of final preparation. It's usually about now, when I'm just over halfway there, that my brain kicks in and reminds me of things I was going to bring or do. And true to form, I've just realised that despite the fact that we've remembered the maps for the treasure hunt at the start of the service this morning, and the elephant costume and all those kind of bits, I haven't got my keys with me, so hopefully my colleague Tim is there, or the team have arrived to let me in. Otherwise you can watch me walk all the way home again and go get my keys, and then you'll know why I'm so sweaty and frustrated at the start of the service. But it is that time now when people are gathering to turn all the equipment on and find all the books and warm up and practice, and it's just a beautiful thing to see people offering their different gifts to serve the Lord and serve the church. We're so grateful to all of you, and that goes far beyond Sundays, of course. People who are picking up the phone and visiting people, running midweek groups, monthly groups. Yesterday was the free food market again, and some more people attending that, new people. Friday night, the crafty chatters. Yeah, it's just great to know, great to see the church serving in that way, you know, after a long hiatus, to get beyond spectating, beyond church being something that we watch. And I'm not knocking what it was. It was a very special, poignant, personal, powerful time. A couple of P's there for you, you can tell I'm in preaching mode. I'm very grateful for it. Very grateful to be able to do something at a time when I think a lot of us feared we'd have to do nothing. But equally, the small team that ran an awful lot of that, after a while, you know, it does get wearisome when you're the team and you're doing everything. And to see different people engaging, to see passion stirring and growing and gifting, and you know, it's great to have people involved, not just for the sake of it, but because the Holy Spirit gives people gifts and anoints people and inspires people, and it's a beautiful thing when you see that happen. In fact, there's nothing like it, is there? On the planet, there's nothing like the local church, especially when the local church is working and serving well. So you might have a gift, you might have a passion, you might have a talent or a vision or a heart for something, and we need you. You know, we need you to share that with us, and you need to share that. The world needs you to share that. So, you know, if you want to be involved in something, don't wait to be asked. Come and ask us. So here we are. We're at Bethel. Hopefully somebody's here with some keys. There's Paul just arriving. Morning, Paul. Play the keys for us. Yeah, see you in a sec. What every good minister's office needs: an elephant costume. That was the craziness of an all-together service here at Bethel. Here is my now extremely sweaty elephant costume. I'm glad we had a run through today, because we're doing it again on Saturday down at the festival for two reasons. One is I think I've discovered that I'm a little bit larger than I used to be, and so the zip on the back of the costume was trying desperately to come all the Velcro undone again, so we'll need to sort that out before I moon the festival on Saturday. Also found out just before we started that there was only one elephant foot, so we had an elephant wearing green socks, but that wasn't the weirdest thing, I don't think, that happened this morning. But yeah, great. There's a family here leading prayer this morning. Really fun, really engaging. Tim did such a great job teaching so vividly, but also so passionately. Yeah, just really great to see his passion, not just for the scriptures, but for the young people, and that they're getting it is really exciting. So we're going to make a move now. I'm going to eat a bit of chocolate, give me some energy, and go back and see how our poorly dog is doing. One of the really lovely things, actually, I'll say this, just chatting with people afterwards, was just people sharing how well the laying on of hands training went. I say training, the laying on of hands activity, the doing of it, the practice of it, had gone the week before. One or two people mentioning how sort of nervous they were about sort of trying it, or if not nervous, perhaps a little bit just lacking confidence to do it. And then so many stories about how God brought peace or direction or healing. Just praise God, he's so good. And it really does excite me, and hope it excites you to be part of a church that really does want to press into the things of God and discover more about him. So I'm going to pack Ellie away, and hopefully the sweat will dry before Saturday, and catch up with you soon.